gap. Get it now.
That's a lovely shot.
Major gone. Big wicket. Huge wicket.
Hello and welcome to Sharjah Cricket Stadium for a historic day and night. It's Afghanistan's first one-day international against Australia and only their second versus an ICC Full-Member after February's game also here in Sharjah against Pakistan. So let's have a look at the surface that these two teams are going to be playing on. Let's join Robin Jackman.
The temperature here on the thermometer on the pitch is 38.8. Now, the thermometer is roughly on a length on this pitch. The pitch looks identical throughout. So, like, it's hard, it's just rolled clay. These bits of grass aren't even growing. You need a microscope to even find a blade of grass here. When you look at this, you win the toss, you bat, because it's an absolute belter. No seam movement. Whether the ball will swing in this humidity, I'm not quite sure. There we go then from the middle. Michael Clarke, the Australian captain, has won the toss. And in his words, he's going to bat first on this strip of concrete.
So concrete it is. Let's have a look at the two teams. Australia first of all. Keep an eye out there for Glenn Maxwell making his debut, the off-spinning all-rounder. Michael Clarke has moved himself back up to 3 in the order. Mike Hussey's back after missing the England series because of the birth of a child. And watch out there for George Bailey as well, the 2020 captain for Australia. He was their leading run scorer in the team that played in that England series, the series they lost 4-0 a couple of months ago. Here's the Afghan lineup. Look out at the top of the order there for Javed Ahmadi, fresh from the Under-19 Cricket World Cup in Australia. Mohammad Nabi and Shinwari, the two spinners. They're two players to have played all 22 one-day internationals for Afghanistan so far. The wicketkeeper, Mohammad Shahzad, he's a bundle of fun. Watch out for him too. And Dawlat Zadran, the fast bowler, down at the bottom of the list there. Keep an eye out for him too. He really will be a danger man with that new ball, and later on, possibly with some reverse swing. There's Warner's statistics, and here we go. Good carry there, straight up for Shapur Zadran. Left arm fast bowler. One of the players who played in the one-day international here against Pakistan that took place in February, opened the bowling on that occasion as well. And straight away getting very good carry through to Mohammad Shahzad. With me in the commentary box is Sikandar Bakhsh. Sikandar, good evening to you, and big day for Afghanistan cricket, big night in fact.
Yeah, thank you very much, Brian, and yes, good evening to you too. It is indeed, it's a grand occasion for the Afghanistan team. It's their second match with a full-member squad, full-member team, first being with Pakistan. And yes, a lot to learn, a lot to gain for them through this match. This is a one-off game for them. And they're playing the Australians, and who would have thought a couple of years back that Afghanistan would come to this stage and would be playing one of the #1 squads in the world of cricket. That's Australia.
Absolutely. Just 4 years ago, believe it or not, Afghanistan were playing against the likes of Jersey and Japan. And the first runs of the evening. Wade down to long leg for a single, so Australia underway.
And a good toss to win for Australia, as we know lots of runs available in this wicket, so any captain winning the toss would have opted for the same. And Australia would like to post a reasonably big total and set themselves in, because they're going to have like around 2-week stint in the UAE. They'll be playing Pakistan after this.
David Warner, who Robin Jackman caught up with just before the start of the match. Renowned as a big hitter. and on the brink of 1,000 one-day international runs as well, starting today with 976. If he gets those 24 runs today, that will take him up to the 35th player for Australia to reach 4 figures in this form of the game. So an excellent first over from Shapur Zadran. It's 1 without loss. Oh, that's a lovely shot. Matthew Wade driving through the covers, and they picked up 2 and are coming back for a 3rd. Now does Mangle, the captain, doing the chasing.
He picked the length early and just leaned into it. Good first confident shot from the Australians.
In the air and just wide. That was Mohamed Nabi again at square leg. It's gone for 4.
Oh, as a slow full toss. Don't know if he actually meant that. Not very far away from the fingers of that fielder at mid-wicket. So the first boundary for the Australians.
Chopped backward of square, no run, end of the over, it's 8 without loss. Clubbed away off a thickish outside edge, it's gone for 4. Warner off the mark, not convincing, but he'll take it.
Yes, he would have liked it a little straighter. It took a very thick edge. Lucky nobody was there. It was in the air for a while. And straight away to the boundary, so that will get him off the mark.
It's exactly the sort of thing he was talking about in the lead-up to the match. Not losing his head if he has to play a few dot deliveries. Again drives, doesn't quite time it. Gets it for 1, and that's all they'll get. Handy bit of footwork from Nawaz Mangle. Matthew Wade hasn't scored a 50 in his last one-day international, 11 one-day international innings. And his anxiety just being shown a little bit there. And, well, just looking at my watch, the Premier League in England's just kicked off. Clubbed away. Again, didn't quite time it. And it's just run for 4. Well, I think if Stanakzai had chased that ball all the way, he'd have cut it off. The outfield running very slow.
Yeah, I think he gave up the chase as soon as the ball passed him. He didn't realise that the ball won't reach there.
Short extra cover back in now for David Warner. Punched away through cover, and a little bit of a mishap there from the 2 fielders chasing, and the batsman able to come back for a second. Karim Sadiq, he's been in the thick of the action so far. A breakdown in communication with Shenwari there. And again through the offside, Warner, and this time no danger of it not making it to the ropes. Cracking square cut.
Yeah, that was a better shot, and that's exactly what he had planned. Slightly, just reading that width outside the off stump and quickly onto that, and got it right as far as the placement also goes.
Quick single. Karim Sadiq was a shy at the stumps at the bowler's end. And again, good cricket from Warner. The boundary followed by the single, rotating the strike just as he'd planned.
Bit of an experience the bowler should have, or probably the fielder would have liked the bowler to run back to the non-striker end to collect the ball. And that's probably the captain also a bit upset about that.
Can't get a single there, boys, he's saying. These two batsmen very conscious of the fact that they need to take advantage of the time when the two new balls are hard. Because on this surface that Robin Jackman's already identified as being like concrete, the hardness in these new balls won't last very long. They'll go soft, and it could become very hard to get them away. That's the end of the over, 29 without loss. Clubbed over mid-on. Brutal shot for 4.
And that's a David Warner shot, full control. Exactly wanted the ball to be there. And just clearing the infield nicely. Would have probably gone all the way. Just a couple of bounces into the fence. That would do a lot to his confidence. He's just trying to read the pace of the wicket, and now he looks good at the moment.
That was just brute strength there. As Robin Jackman said before, a little pocket battleship of a man. And he cuts the next one away, backward of square, down on the boundary. A good piece of work there. Gulbadeen Nabi, and 2 runs there for David Warner, and that takes him to 1,000 career runs in one-day internationals. 35th Australian to make the mark, and he would have got there with a boundary, but for some good work there on the boundary by Gulbadeen Nabi. Look at that strike rate. Very impressive. The strike rate today is even more impressive. 141 runs per 100 balls. Was there a little edge there? Yes, there was. Billy Bowden's finger goes up. First wicket goes down. And a bit of revenge for Shapur Zadran. Joy for Afghanistan. It's their first wicket, and Warner the man to go.
Yes, the perfect height as he was getting that in the first over. Faint edge, and Warner knew he's nicked it. And very animated Shapur, he's happy with that wicket.
Warner gets the landmark and then goes out for 24. Australia 37 for 1.
37 for 1, Australia. We just lost Warner, and I'm being joined by Robin Jackman. A very good evening to you.
Good evening, Sikandar. Good evening, everybody. Back up! What a good start this from Afghanistan, really. You know, that these two opening bowlers have impressed me when I first saw them in the World Cup T20 qualifiers. There's the edge. It's a big wicket. He's a very dynamic cricketer.
That's a good shot. Slightly to the right of the mid-on fielder, and a bit of a fumble. So the batsman will come back for 2. That's all they're going to get. That's a better ball. Slightly nipping into the right-hander. Both the bowlers, Daulat and Shapur, have bowled very well. And they've kept the pressure on the Australian openers. And the reward being Warner's wicket.
Australia certainly can't say they raced away with this at any stage. I've got a feeling that Michael Clarke got this pitch absolutely right, saying that he thought it might be a little bit slow. And we've seen some mistimed shots both on the back foot and the front foot, so it's possible that it does take a little bit of getting used to, and maybe reassessing a final total or various targets that they will have laid down at certain stages during the innings. Good Yorker to finish with, a little bit of swing. 40 for 1. That's beautifully hit. Plenty of power, plenty of timing as well. That races away, closes down the 9th over. 46 for 1. In the air slightly, but it's threaded through the extra cover area.
That's on the second occasion we've seen the ball has just died on its way to the boundary. Though from here the outfield looks very quick. The batsman just coming back for 2. He probably got a bit of a hand to it. Yes, he did. Speaking of the timings again, I was reading the Australian Players Association was having a bit of a concern of their batsmen facing Pakistan bowlers at probably 1 or 1:30 in the morning. They say that that's their bedtime. That's a good shot in the gap. Fetch them easy too.
Brings up the 50 for Australia. Interesting that the first shot from Clarke of this over through extra cover. I've seen him dismissed there in the past. That's off his legs where he's very strong. Most top players are. That's well stopped. But the first ball of the over, he knocked it through the extra cover area slightly in the air, and I've seen teams employ short extra cover for him. So he does like to stretch. He gets a good stride in when he plays off the front foot. Sometimes just gets there a little early with the bat rather than allow the ball to come to him. Another good drive. Sweet timing, that'll race away for 4. Clarke now getting into his stride.
That's a very good shot. An absolute control, and the new bowler Gulbuddin is finding it difficult to pitch the ball right to Clarke. It's a beautiful, beautiful shot.
It's a sweeper out, but he's not going to cut that off, I don't think. No, he's not. He wasn't really back on the boundary. He was sort of 2/3 of the way. 4 more to Clarke. 59 for 1.
So now more pace attack from the pavilion end. It's going to be, well, Gulbuddin Naib, there we go. 12 runs of the first over.
Nicely played stroke, only 1 run though. Clarke at one stage scored 2 from 10. He's now scored 16 from 19. So those 2 boundaries make a huge difference. So that's the way he wants to. Won't get it.
Some few quick changes are being made by the Afghanistan captain, getting Naib to bowl 1 over, then changing him. And back to pace attack. Wade now looks better. In the first few 6 overs, I suppose he was struggling, probably with the pace of the wicket and a bit of the bounce.
Even that shot there was a little near the toe end of the bat, and Clarke looking at it as we speak. Bowler getting a little nudge in the back there. Might have been a free kick, I think. 14 gone, 69 for 1. Oh, That's squeezed under the bat. How it didn't hit the off stump, we're not quite sure.
It's a French cut.
Well, he might have got a little outside edge there, but hardly call that a chance. Be very harsh if he did.
Yeah.
Not out, outside the line.
A long way forward as well.
Just be one. 3 men out on the onside in the deep backward square, deep mid wicket, and a long on for the left-hander. That changes for the right-hander. Long off and a sweeper on the cover boundary. It's good running from Clarke. Weighted the ball well. And it's 20 overs gone. 85 for 1. 88 for 1 then. Wade 35 from 64. Clarke 28 from 44. 2 boundaries each, that's all. Quite a big ground this, and not a lightning quick outfield, it has to be said. Australia, of course, still looking for a quality spinner. You can't talk about replacing Shane Warne because those sort of people come around in decades, not every other year. But tried a few Australian selectors, haven't they?
Yeah, they have, and I mean, some quality players. I mean, Xavier Doherty in this lineup, and obviously Stuart McGill for a long time was Shane Warne's understudy. Great spinner in his own right as well. Oh,
that was a poor delivery and has been dealt with. 1 bounce 4. You'd hit that for 4, Ambassador?
Oh, 6 for sure. Over mid-wicket fence.
Yeah, it was a shame really that McGill and Warne played at the same time. It's a pity for Australia that one couldn't have followed the other.
We didn't have more turning wickets to assist them.
2 indifferent deliveries have cost him this over. 1 for 4, and that's gone away for 3.
Well, maybe.
He gets in, which he has. 22 gone, 95 for 1. Good stroke, couple here. Good communication between the two batsmen. Called 2 to start with, and then reassured his captain that he had plenty of time to get back for the second.
No doubt we'll ever see a bowler as consistent as McGrath was.
Yeah, it was remarkable. You talk about line and length. He never seemed to miss it. First wide of the innings, if I'm not wrong. And that brings up the 100. Been very disciplined, Afghanistan.
Full toss, and it's gone all the way. First 6 of the night, and Michael Clarke is the man who does it.
Hasn't been many bad balls over the last 20 or so overs from Afghanistan, but that was certainly one of them, a waist-high full toss in the class of Michael Clarke. That's a pretty easy dispatch.
So, if Australia keeps scoring at this rate, they'll get 219. They'll certainly want more than that, although the outfield is quite slow. So, both batsmen on the verge of half-centuries. And for Matthew Wade, that will certainly be an important milestone. Powerful sweep shot, square of the wicket. Just the one. No ball called. Wade had come a long way down, managed to get back. Clubs it out to deep cover. They'll pick up 1, and that's all they'll get. Worked into the onside, quick single, and that's 50 for Michael Clarke. So he's shifted himself up to number 3 in the order and leading by example. And that's 50 for Matthew Wade. It's been hard work for him, but he's got the landmark too, and the dressing room appreciate that as well. It's the end of the over, 50 to both batsmen, 127 for one. Wade sweeping again. Seems to be his stock in trade, that shot, and he's using it very well. That brings up the 100 partnership as well. These two coming together when the one wicket to have gone down so far, David Warner, was dismissed. Out for 24, Warner, and since then these two have played very well indeed. There's no question too that he struggled at times with his timing. Looking at his strike rate there, it's just 60 runs per 100 balls, but he hasn't given it away, has he? That's quite important.
No, well, he looked like giving it away in the early stages. He's got a little frustrated. If I had to be critical, he's only got 2 boundaries to his name out of 101 deliveries, 2 fours. It's quite a big ground. It's not a lightning outfield. But somehow or other, he, as an opener, he didn't find a way of piercing the field. Whereas here we see an example of Clarke's footwork, and he makes something happen. Hits it inside out over mid off for 6. And Clarke, he's got 3 fours and 2 sixes, so that's the difference between his strike rate, which is up around 78, close to 80, and Wade's, which is languishing really for this format of the game at 60.
And he's going to have to run a few more now. That's not going to go to the boundary. And they just jog through for 2. The outfield quite slow. But it could potentially be a problem here, Jackers, for him, because, of course, he's got to keep wicket as well.
It's not easy. I think he's probably glad he batted first before he kept wicket, rather than keeping wicket for 50 overs and then having to open. It's a problem South Africa have with one of their premier batsmen, A.B. de Villiers. Especially in this sort of heat. What does he do? Does he dribble down the order if they happen to field first? It's something of a problem for.
And that's his highest score with that single in one-day internationals. His previous highest, 67 on debut against India. His 4th half-century in one-day internationals. And clearly he is struggling.
That's tickled his foot up a bit. It's a very dangerous thing to do, stop the ball with your foot. And he's in a bit of discomfort, he thinks. Oh, that can hurt. Hurts your ankle. He's refusing to rub it. Yeah, it's hit him not too bad on the side of the foot, inside of the foot.
Fresh batsman in the shed, the Hussey brothers, down to come in at 4 and 5. And he's hit that high in the air, and he's gone all the way for 6.
Well, intentions are clear. I'm tired, and I'm going to have a mow. Struck it very well. It was just the right length to get underneath it. Good shot. Well executed shot, I should say.
Generally, we've seen Wade so far look to sweep down, but quite clearly sweeping up there and getting full benefit for the shot, and then picks up a single. And again, that comes back to one of the things they've been working on in Darwin in their pre-tournament camp, their pre-tour camp. Here's Glenn Maxwell with his pads on, the debutant. Is he going to come in next? That remains to be seen. Just rotating the strike. Push down towards long on. Maxwell, who's played a little bit for Delhi Daredevils in the IPL, holds the mark of 19 balls for a 50 in domestic one-day cricket in Australia. So maybe he's the man they're going to turn to for an injection of pace if a wicket does go down. And Wade is out. Well, he hit a 6 earlier in the over. And now slightly soft dismissal, looking to turn it on the onside. Perhaps a little bit of a leading edge. Through to Nabi, and the bowler does the rest.
Struck this pretty well. It's a well-caught catch. Hard and firm back to him. Low down, just below knee high. Takes it easy enough, and Wade's pain is over. And he's set it up for Australia. It's out for 75. Nearly got his strike rate to 70. It's 168 for 2.
So the second wicket down for Australia, and Glenn Maxwell has been pushed up the order on one-day international debut. 23 years of age, from Melbourne. He's been playing some cricket recently for Hampshire in the 2020 competition in England, and he's here because Matthew Wade looking to perhaps work the ball through mid-on. A little bit of a leading edge, but a good sharp catch by Mohammed Nabi. Low down, Nabi strikes. That was the last ball of the over, and so it means Maxwell is at the non-strikers end. Michael Clarke works Dawlat Zadran away to the onside. They've taken one, that's all they'll get.
Just keeps a little bit low on him here. Doesn't really bounce. Hit it down the ground, straight to long on. Maxwell goes. He'll be disappointed, naturally.
Najibullah Zadran down there takes the catch. He's just arrived from the Under-19 World Cup, and he's into the action. Drilled very hard by Maxwell, but straight to the fielder. Nabi strikes his second wicket, 2 wickets in quick succession. Maxwell on debut goes for 2. It's 172 for 3. Mike Hussey back in Australia colours after missing the one-day series in England. He's the new batsman. Batsman crossed. The second wicket for Mohammed Nabi. Call is 2 more, and again they'll get it comfortably. The other 2 players from the Australian squad missing, Steve Smith and Daniel Christian.
There's Steve Smith there gesticulating. Useful cricketer. Bowls leg spinners, but a middle order batsman.
Well, he must have got a nick, I thought, initially, because Mohammed Shahzad seemed to take an age to take the bails off. He's done so now. The most comfortable stumping you can imagine, and Michael Clarke has gone. Well, there was no nick. And Clarke walks before the bails are even taken off. Eventually they are. It's a wicket for Shenwari, the leg spinner. 3 wickets in quick succession now. Clarke gone for 75. It's 181 for 4. So it's an all Hussey time for Australia out in the middle, with David joining his brother Mike. We've got a change in the commentary position up here with Sikandar Baksh replacing me.
Have a good rest, Murgers. Just leave me here. Good running. Very good running. They should have a decent understanding. They probably ran between the wickets together when they played in the street when they were young. Very young. It's just a look. It wasn't even a call. Comfortably in. Even a direct hit, I don't think, would have been good enough. There's a quick chat now. How much longer are we going to do those silly little runs? Because it's quite hot out here. Okay, mate, I was just seeing if you were awake. What, 10 overs left after this? 80, maybe 260. It's a big appeal here. I think he's hit it. I think he's hit it, and a good chance it pitched outside leg. Right arm to left to hander, albeit that he's bowling little leg rollers every now and again.
Shanwara is one of their leading wicket takers, in fact the highest wicket taker.
It's well struck by Michael Hussey. Very well struck.
Yeah, that was hit hard and good timing to it. I mean, though the fielder only moved, I think, a couple of steps to his right and the ball was already past the boundary line.
Well fielded. Brilliantly fielded. I think he's back and safe. My gut feel tells me he's back and safe, but what a wonderful bit of fielding.
Yeah, the fielder took a bit of the time trying to aim, just held the ball into his hand for a fraction of a second. Oh, he's got him.
My gut feel was totally and utterly incorrect. Well done, young man. Here it comes. Here's the decision. David Hussey is the man to go. Run out by his brother. Well, there you go. He's gone for 13. It's 44 overs gone and 210 for 5.
George Bailey then, the 2020 international captain for Australia, comes in at number 7. And this is why he's here. Fantastic piece of work from Gulbuddin Nabi. It bounced up nicely for him, but he still had to hit the stumps with about 1.5 stumps to aim at, and he did exactly that. Shapur Zadran into the attack, and well, we go from one brilliant piece of fielding to one rather sloppy piece. Javed Ahmadi, and then we get an even sloppier piece of work with an overthrow. Well, maybe he got a little bit of an awkward bounce there off something that was on the outfield, the 30-yard disc perhaps, but no real excuse, I don't think, in the end. And now Mohammed Nabi is down, feeling a little bit of cramp perhaps, looking at the way he's grabbing his left foot. Short and thumped away for 4. Trademark Hussey shot, the bottom hand very much in attendance, and he really nailed that one.
Yeah, he's not express fast in bowling that short. Gave a lot of time to Hussey to get into position, and he just played that exactly where he wanted it, in the gap on the onside. So you got to bowl that length. You got to be a couple of kilometers faster than what you did.
Hussey now a runner ball. Dumps it hard into the ground, and that's another illustration of how rock hard this surface is. Robin Jackman described it as concrete before the start of the match. It's a full-length delivery which was hit hard into the ground and bounced up over the bowler. Just a single then, so Hussey maintains his strike rate of a runner ball. Full toss, and I think that's gone all the way. I think that has gone for 6. Waiting for confirmation, yes. Billy Bowden gets his arms in the air, signals the maximum.
He played it so well, didn't have to do much. He just saw the full toss and just helped it on its way. He just played it. Probably Hussey even expected it to go all the way. Yeah, the outfield is slow, so why not just cross the boundary that way?
He was already looking to premeditate there. He knew that fine leg was in the circle, so he was moving across his stumps. And Shapur Zadran obliged with the perfect delivery. And he's really clobbered that one. And that's gone for 6 more. Super shot right out of the middle of the bat. Well, if the other one was using the pace of the bowler, that one was brute strength.
Amazing shot, picked it up right from the pitch of the ball, and he knew that was going all the way. Just enjoyed watching that, sailing into the stands on the onside.
And Michael Hussey just illustrating to Australia what they were missing during that recent series against England. Call is 2. And they'll come back comfortably for it. Gulbuddin Nabi, the fielder there. Pulled out towards deep mid-wicket, and that'll be 4. First boundary for Bailey.
Yeah, it seemed like a slower ball, and Bailey picked the pace very early. Just held on to his shot for a fraction of a second, and then went all the way.
Yes, the second slower ball in succession there that Daulat Zadran bowled to Bailey. He missed out the first time, but wasn't missing out on that occasion. 33 runs in the last 3 overs. As he pushes it towards long on. They think about 2, and all they get is 1, and that's the 250 up.
Yeah, 33, and I think 16 of those in Shapur's previous over, so half of that. When Hussey hit him for 2 sixes. And here is the scoring rate, balls per 50, and the 5th is the fastest. It's just 37 balls.
And a lot of that down to Michael Hussey. And that's clobbered out into the onside by Bailey. Just 1 bounce. He's joining the party. Fine leg up in the circle. And Zadran straying onto the batsman's pads.
Well, he definitely seems to be struggling with his line in the last 2 overs. It was picked up well by Bailey. Though Shapur followed the batsman, still Bailey having a lot of chance to play that one onto the onside, and despite of having 3 fielders, still found the gap.
Just 1 fielder now inside the circle on the onside. That short fine leg. And that's clobbered down towards long on. That's gone a long way. I think that's the biggest 6 we've seen this evening. 50 partnership up as well in just 27 balls. What a lovely blow that was from George Bailey.
I think that's the cleanest hit of the evening. Right from the middle of the bat, and that was going all the way. That's, of course, the biggest and the cleanest hit by any batsman today.
We saw a 6 from Michael Hussey a little bit earlier, out towards deep mid-wicket, that was beautifully struck. I think that one just about topped it. Here's confirmation of the 50 partnership. Good comeback from Shapur Zadran.
Third 50-plus partnership in 4 innings, these 2 guys for Australia, like Hussey and Bailey.
Bailey was one of the few bright spots for Australia in their recent series in England. Leading run scorer for them in that series that they lost 4-0. Well, that's got to be a no ball. Indeed it is, called by Billy Bowden for height. Full toss, and there should be a warning that comes with that of the waist, and there is that warning.
But that's further pressure on Shapur. He's clearly struggling in gripping the ball, and I think in the last 10 balls he's bowled 4 full tosses, and this one was definitely dangerous, not intentional.
It's lucky that Michael Hussey's seeing the ball so well. Even with a full toss like that, a beamer, he was still able to get some bat on the ball. And Shapur deciding to go cross seam to try and control the ball. He'll be put out of his misery in a couple of balls. He won't have to bowl again this evening. That's well bowled.
I wonder how he's going to stop the full tosses with the cross seam. It's just probably get a better grip.
That's exactly it, I think. Sweating profusely, all the bowlers. The ball must be like a bar of soap in their hands. Bowled him! Well, that's a nice way to end things for Shapur Zadran. His second wicket. And after a taxing couple of overs, he eventually gets some reward.
Well, I suppose the cross seam has worked. He got it right in the block hole. Better grip, and exactly where he was trying to get the ball to go. As the second wicket, definitely Bailey goes for 23. Australia 2, 63 for 6.
Mitchell Johnson on his way to the middle, playing recently for Australia A in England on the comeback trail. Out for a long period of time, missed the majority of last summer with a foot injury, and there's the wicket for Shapur Zadran. Full length, Bailey going across the line, and joy for the bowler.
Just one more over to go, and Karim Sadiq has been given the job. 5 overs, none for 13.
Very interesting decision this by Nawaz Mangal, opting not to go with one of his seamers. Gulbadin Naib, 2 overs for 18, quite expensive. Dawlat Zadran has bowled out. Full toss, down towards long on, all the way for 6.
That was just a gift, and Hussey plays a very good knock. But not a 50 yet. I think I saw him put his bat up.
Yeah, a little bit of confusion between scoreboard and us. And he's out. Well, if he hasn't got 50 yet, he's not going to get it now. Chopped on. So Mangal's decision to go with Karim Sadiq in the last over pays dividends. First wicket for the off-spinner, and it's the prize scalp of Michael Hussey.
Yes, well bowled by Sadiq. Hussey trying to make room for himself and just getting an inside edge right onto the stumps. A well-played knock. Very important one. Goes for 49. Saab couldn't get the 50. Australia 2, 69 for 7.
James Paddinson. A few injury problems in the recent past, but now back in the lineup. And he's got 4 balls to try and advance Australia's score. Gets an under edge onto his pad there.
That one really kept low. Just woke up the new batsman.
And looking to chop the ball away there, Michael Hussey. Again, getting the under edge. Not the biggest man, Karim Sadiq. He's not going to get a lot of bounce. giddy little off-spinner with a very short run-up. The term step and fetch it was almost invented for him. Just 2 balls to go then in the innings.
Apart from the last 3 overs, I suppose Afghanistan bowlers have really done well to keep the Australians quiet.
And another wicket, 2 in the over for Karim Sadiq. Pattinson's stay a brief one, much to the delight of the Afghan fans who've made their way here to the Sharjah Cricket Stadium this evening.
Well, just going across the line, trying to heave that one on the onside, nowhere near the ball. Sadiq gets 2 in an over. Pattinson goes for 1. Australia 271 for 8.
Tall left-arm fast bowler Mitchell Stark in the side for his bowling, and he's got 1 ball to try and advance Australia's score. Fired in off the bottom of the bat, just a single, and that will end things. A good last over as far as Afghanistan is concerned. They conceded 9 runs from it, but they picked up a couple of wickets. The last 5 overs though, 56 runs, 3 wickets taken. Good bowling from Karim Sadiq today though. 6 overs, 2 for 22 with his darting off spinners. Handshakes all round, and the Afghanistan team look reasonably pleased, as do their fans, with that performance in the field. They lost the toss, and they've restricted Australia to 272 for 8. Now does Mangle, the captain. A few mistakes in the field, but a pretty good performance from the affiliate side. Drinks all round, and well deserved too. So here's the story of the Australia innings. Wade and Clarke both making 75 apiece. Century stand for them, and then a late injection of pace from Michael Hussey and George Bailey, allowing them to regain some momentum which was lost in the period of the innings when Wade and Clarke fell in quick succession. A couple of late wickets for Afghanistan as well. Here are the bowling figures. The seamers generally struggled, Shapur Zadran and Daulat Zadran. Tidy stuff though from Sadiq, the off-spinner. Shinwari and Nabi bowled tidily as well, the 2 main spinners for Afghanistan. So 272 for 8 means that Afghanistan needs 273 runs for victory, an asking rate of 5.46 runs per over, and we'll be back in about 40 minutes to see how they get on.
Come the Afghanistan opening batsmen, and they're full of surprises, these guys, let me tell you. And very capable of just giving some of the better teams in the world a little bit of a fright. And I wouldn't say for a moment, at the moment, that Australia are totally safe here, although I would expect the likes of Pattinson and company to be too much for this Afghanistan batting lineup. Karim Sadiq. He has a habit of hitting the first ball of limited overs cricket for 6, straight back over your head. I wonder if Pattinson knows about that. He's done it at least twice that I can think of. And Javed Ahmadi, his opening partner. Strike rate of 75, that's pretty handy. Too worried about averages at this early stage of Afghanistan's cricketing career, as it were, at this level anyway. Here's Patton. And that's going to run away. Is it going to get to the boundary? Hasn't gone for 6, but it has gone for 4.
Yeah, the nice new crisp ball and a good start for Afghanistan, very positive, with the boundary on the onside. Ahmadi, who's opened for Afghanistan from the other end, especially called down for this one-off game. He's the under-19 captain for Afghanistan. He's flown in from Australia. Let's see what he can do for the side. At the moment, it's his partner who's on strike, Karim Sadiq.
Good shape. Well played, though. Deliberate leave.
Slight movement, just moving away from the batsman, and a good leave. So 273 to win this match. It's not going to be easy. The outfield is a little slower than what we expected in the start of the game. And plus we saw that the wicket played a little slower when the Australians started batting.
Some yellow shirts converging on that. Australia, I can assure you, will not be complacent. They won't feel, oh well, Afghanistan, they won't get 272. They will be on red alert.
Do you feel that acts as an advantage to the batting side, that when you don't have much expectation from the crowd and from the people, you tend to play at ease?
Got a little bat on that. He wants to, but it wouldn't be wise.
Karim Sadiq was very quick to take that single. Almost wanted the second one. Slipped when he was turning around. Got to be careful because the outfield would be very, very wet. It's quite humid out there. Temperatures are still 31 or something, but humidity is high. So here's the under-19 captain now on strike, Ahmadi. Javed Ahmadi. Got 134 against the Scotland side. That was the under-19 World Cup this year. And overall it's got 285 runs in 6 games, so seems to be in good touch.
Swing and a miss, 5 without loss after 1. Again, just a hint to swing. We didn't see the ball swing at all when Afghanistan bowled. We've just seen a little bit of it from these two opening bowlers. They just swung back in slightly to the right-hander.
Karim Sadiq seems to be in a mood to have a go. The first ball he's facing from him, probably his first ever.
And more swing. Very handy to be able to have that. Big tall fella, Mitchell Stark, so he'll get bounced when he bowls that back of a length delivery. But to be able to swing it in like this, obviously he's got the one that goes straight across the right-hander. Very interesting prospect.
Afghanistan did well throughout their bowling. Kept the Australian squad right till the end, except for the last few overs. They'd like to repeat that kind of performance. Get as close as possible to that target. Again, a very good ball. Another dot ball. Just testing the batsman there. So definitely would like to get as close as possible to this total without losing any quick wickets here.
Burgess tells me this young man spent some time playing some county cricket with Yorkshire during the English summer, where of course his coach is Jason Gillespie, so he's had someone who knows all about it to look after him. Wow, that's burst through Wade's gloves. Raced away for a bye. That did have a bit of pace and bounce.
Yeah, that did surprise the wicketkeeper, and this swung away after it passed the batsman. The wicketkeeper had to chase it.
Bowling. Didn't get down on it quick enough, and it's gone through his defences and into the stumps.
Well, Ahmadi, their in-form batsman, has been performing well. Not much to do today. He was just playing from within his crease and just went off his bat pattern into the stumps. So that's the first wicket. Ahmadi goes, and Afghanistan are 6 for 1.
So Australia have initiated an early breakthrough here. Has got Stanakzai. End of a fine over from start. 6 for 1.
Afghanistan has come a long way to be playing this match against Australia. As we were talking earlier, that who would have thought that they would be playing a full member team. This is their second one-day international with a full member side. The other game was with Pakistan on the same ground. They lost that by seven wickets, but they did impress with individual performances.
If you're going to flash hard, it's flown over second slip's head for 4. It's the way that this lad plays.
Yeah, saw a bit of width that time. It had a wild swing at it. And it just went over the slips. That's the modern way of cricket. And the second boundary of the Afghanistan innings.
The sort of riposte that one would kind of expect from a big, tall, quick bowler. A well-directed bouncer too. Over cover this time, and I think 4 more, yes it is. So a good over for Afghanistan. 9 from it, 18 for 1. Stanakzai on strike. He cuts that away for 4.
Yeah, he gets some inspiration from his partner Sadiq, who hit 2 boundaries. It was a more convincing shot than Sadiq's. He just raced away with 2 bounces. It's a very, very good shot. Just went like a bullet. 2 bounces behind the point boundary. And a bit of a reason for the crowd to cheer. It's predominantly Afghanistan support here at the Sharjah Cricket Stadium. Definitely enjoyed that shot.
22 for 1. Australia at the stage with 19 without loss. Oh, it's pinned him. That's going to hurt. It's hit him on the head. Just as well he had a helmet. The bowler straight down there to see how he is. Michael Clarke there. Are you good? He says, yeah, I'm fine. So we'll go back. Start again.
Yeah, the bounce really surprised the batsman. Stark is a tall fellow, and Sadiq just took his eyes off the ball. He's trying to duck that, just hoping that won't hit him. He's always in the line.
Bat's gone, ball's gone. He's going to run a couple.
Well, it just shows some signs of humidity there, and had a wild swing. Probably still shaken up by that ball hitting the helmet. And this time just losing his bat.
Billy Bowden in the background didn't know whether to catch the ball or the bat. Hey. Final of the T20 World Cup qualifiers, this lad was bowled off his head. Oh, crikey. He's really being tested out here. Really being tested out here. What does that come off? Everybody's walking around wondering, it's just as well this lad was wear a helmet. Where's this come from? Yeah. It sounds like glove, helmet. But it doesn't stop him advancing down the wicket.
I think it's just stunned him, the first one that hit his helmet. After that, it's a good Yorker. He should check his helmet, probably change it. It's been hit 3 times or twice in this over.
Exactly what was going through my mind. Normally speaking, you change it as soon as it's been hit, because it does tend to weaken it. No, you're not bothered. What are you going to serve me up next?
Still got 17 of 17, Sadiq.
Steve Rickson on the left. Bowling. There's something inevitable about it. This young lad Stark has been on top of his game in this opening spell.
Well, I guess the ball is hitting his helmet. Just couldn't decide what's coming up next. Almost offered nothing. The last moment realized the ball's coming into the stumps. And it's good bowling by Stark. And that's the end of Kareem Sadiq for 17 and Afghanistan 26 for 2.
Mohammad Shahzad. Now here's a lad who he gets up the odd bowler's nose, let me tell you, the way that he plays, and he's quite a showman. He'll try all sorts of things. I don't know how long he'll look to settle down, but he'll be entertaining. That there's no doubt. End of the over. Another wicket-taking one for Stark. 26 for 2. Won't go all the way. It'll be chased down. Just 2.
Interesting, Jackers, with the rotation of the bowlers, you get the sense that Michael Clarke, just given the heat, may well be turning them over a little bit more than normal. Pattinson having 3 at the one end and then coming back at the other.
It's a good observation. I reckon it's a good way to go too, other than the spinners, but the seamers, if you want everything from them in each spell.
Shot.
Good shot. And that will reach the boundary.
He really is a good striker of the ball, Mohammad Shahzad. Just slightly over pitched here by Pattinson, and beautiful balance. Lovely drive through the covers.
That'll get him going. Outside edge. So Pattinson gets into the wicket-taking mode as well. Wade, the catcher. And it's the end of Shahzad.
And that really is the length on this wicket, I think. Just a little bit fuller than normal, stuck on the crease, just flaying the bat at it.
Shahzad out for 11 then from 12 deliveries. 49 now for 3. 49 for 3, and I think this is the captain. Yes, it is. Rosmangal. Strike rate of 78, average of nearly 30. 440 runs in his 22 matches. And a big job to do. It's the end of Shahzad. Just an outside edge. 9-5 catch for the keeper. Almost played that as if he felt it kept a bit too low, but I don't know that that was a true interpretation.
Now Rosmangal, the Afghani captain, solid batsman, not necessarily explosive like some of the others, but certainly a captain's knock necessary here. See whether he can pull his team out of a little bit of strife.
Oh, that's out, surely. Yeah, dead straight. Full and straight. So, a double blow to Afghanistan in this Pattinson over.
Full and straight. Just catching him middle and leg. Just clipping leg stump, I think, there.
Not a difficult decision to get. It's the length that did him. Captain goes for 0, 49 for 4. So problems then now for Afghanistan. Mohammad Nabi comes in, but they've lost 4 wickets in just under 12 overs, so that isn't the sort of start that they required. The last one to go down was their captain. Nice and full, nice and straight. Still sliding towards the leg stump, but little doubt that it would have hit it.
Talked earlier in the day about the fight of the Afghanistan team. They really need to show some fight now. To really dig in here. Try and keep the Australian pace attack at bay.
And brilliantly fielded. It's Warner at backward point.
Diving away there, David Warner is an excellent fielder at backward point, and pretty much anywhere else, Brian, that he finds himself on the park.
So 77 dot balls in this innings thus far. That's too many, you would say. Many too many. Just 5 boundary fours. And it's Doherty to continue, starting his 4th over. And, yeah, eventually the escape valve has to be opened. And it is by Stanakzai. He's had enough. It was in the slot, slog sweep, and an effective shot. Just 1 bounce. Enough of just patting the ball around. Opting now to go for the cap with 2 spinners on.
Yes, that's the ball.
First boundary in 53 balls. And I guess, Tim, we were talking about lessons to be learned, and rotating the strike is probably one of them.
Yeah.
He's got away with that, looking for the big shot, thickish outside edge. And Mike Hussey cleans up at deep cover.
Certainly right, Brian, in terms of rotating the strike. Interesting watching Nabi in the last over. Again, a powerful player, and he hit some very nice punch shots straight to the fielder. He just seems to be caught a little bit in between here. He's not quite sure whether to go or to knock the ball around, and he's getting stuck in the middle.
He's gone now, and so's the ball. Wow, that's the biggest shot of the evening. Massive. And don't the fans love it? Why not? Haven't had much to cheer. They've got something there now.
Talked in the last over about Nabi's hitting ability and whether or not he was going to hang around for much longer. As it turned out, he wasn't, and that is out of the ground.
Well, it's the football season here in about a month, and that's all the way to Sharjah Football Stadium.
And the funny thing was, Brian, I'm not sure whether he got that right out of the middle. A little bit low on the bat, maybe. I reckon he's got a bit more in him.
And he's got right under that, but he's got the distance. 6 more. Mohammed Nabi. The training wheels are off. And he's decided enough is enough. And Maxwell must go the distance.
Well, that's woken us up. 2 sixes and 2 big ones. One out of the ground and the one clearly into this onside stand.
Down.
1 run. First ball of a new over from Doherty. Harshly dealt with in one of his overs, with Mohammed Nabi launching him for 6. But otherwise, he's been extremely tidy. Oh, that's a lovely shot down the ground. 6 more. A flatter hit than the previous one. But boy, he absolutely nailed it.
Almost got the groundsman on the way. That was very straight and hit very, very hard. He was talking about 50 odd balls that he's faced. Should be eyeing the ball very keenly. And just plays this one to perfection all the way.
And that's more like it, getting off strike after the 6, getting the single. Boy, he hit that hard. It was a flat hit. Bang. And very nearly cleaned that guy up at the far end. Oh, good reflexes, though, just grabbing it on the rebound. Just to confirm that, Amadi, 285 runs. And direct hit at the bowler's end by Stark, but for no end result. Amadi, 285 runs in 6 matches at 47.5, 134 against Scotland. That's actually the highest score of the Under-19 World Cup. There he is, at the top of your screen in the middle, Javed Amadi. Sure he'll sleep well tonight. I think that's dropped. George Bailey. Stanakzai trying to club it away on the onside. It went fast, it went low, and I think Bailey wasn't able to cling on.
Well, that should have been taken. I think he got himself in a very odd position. It almost went right into his chest.
Yeah, it was a bit higher than I thought, actually, because, as you say, he got himself into a very odd position.
One.
A bit of wrist work. Again, another single, so rotating the strike. They still need 176 more runs to win this match. One of them will have to stay right till the end. Mohammad Nabi, 24, not out. And he's at 39 dot balls. He's spent some good time out there. Gentle flick down to fine leg. May not reach. The outfield is very slow. Batsmen come back for two.
And that is the 50 partnership. 50 partnership there in 86 balls. Much needed partnership as well for Afghanistan. They were all over the shop at 49 for 4.
Catch.
Drill down the ground. And that's 6 more. Mohammad Nabi dealing in sixes. Brings up the 102. Afghanistan at the end of the over, 105 for 4. That's run away fine, it's run for 4. No chance of Pattinson getting around for that one. End of the over, 113 for 4. Big appeal, he's waving his bat at the umpire, is Stanakzai. Looking very pointedly at the inside edge. Not out, says umpire Shozab Raza.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it before the umpire really thinks twice. That kept low. And yes, there was a sound.
I know Robin Jackman was just about to replace me on commentary. He'd be having kittens if a batsman started waving his bat at the umpire when he was bowling. Short, pulled away. Got it high on the bat, I think, but he's still got more than enough on it to go for 4. He's struggling with his leg. And if he keeps hitting boundaries like that, Stanakzai, you won't need to worry.
Yes, and the crowd is loving this somewhat chase by the Afghan batsman. It's pulled away and nicely placed on the onside for a boundary, so they're getting a boundary almost every over now. Oscar really behind that ball, 117 now on board. Still a long way to go, but the fight is still on.
This has been good cricket from this pair. They've now added 68. Good cricket in the sense that they consolidated after the loss of those wickets. Didn't give it away, got their heads down. If you were to be ultra critical, you'd probably say they haven't rotated the strike perhaps as well as they might have done. But they're up against a side which only a couple of months ago was #1 in the rankings for one-day international cricket, so it's no party out there. And a bit of a stare there from Pattinson to Stanakzai. Well, he's bowled 4 balls of this new spell, and he's breathing quite heavily there. Very, very testing conditions.
Oh yes, they are. Definitely with all that gear that the batsman has to wear, the helmets and the pads, it just gets very, very hot. What I liked about this guy after that boundary, just didn't get carried away with it. He's played the 2 good balls to its merit.
And carves this next ball out to deep point. They've taken 1. That's all they'll get. Hitting it hard into the ground, bouncing up over David Warner at backward point.
And the crowd now is cheering every single these batsmen are taking. They seem to be enjoying this mini fight. 37 for Nabi, and Stanakzai is 39.
In fact, that was Steve Smith, the substitute, on the field there at backward point. Oh, Chinese cut for 4. They'll take them any way they can get them. Frustration for Pattinson. 4 more runs for Afghanistan. The end of the over, 9 runs from it, 122 for 4.
Clubbed over extra cover. 1 bounce 4. Wow, he's hit that hard.
That's a very good shot. Took his time, watched the ball carefully, and he played that over the infield. Standing tall. It's a very good shot.
It's the shot you see Shahid Afridi play from time to time. Just moved into it, body weight going through the ball. Bowled in. Mitchell Johnson eventually breaks this partnership, and it's Nabi that has to go.
Well, you got us one. Mitchell Johnson strikes, and a good partnership comes to an end. A little carried away after that boundary, so that makes it 5 down. Afghanistan having a good partnership between these two, eventually losing one of them, and that is the wicket of Mohammad Nabi, out for 46. Afghanistan 135 for 5.
135 for 5. That exciting partnership has come to an end. And it's Shinwari who comes to the wicket now. Average of 27, strike rate of 63. Johnson over the wicket now. Stanakzai 49. Remains there. And there's his 50. Well played. 50 in any ODI special. 50 against Australia in this historical international, really. It's very special indeed.
And Jack, as this clearly is becoming a serious problem for Australia, the way that the bowlers are seeming to really struggle to grip the ball.
Yeah, and I don't think it's the dew factor, because I think if there was going to be dew this evening, we would have had it since almost the beginning of the game. So it's just this incredible humidity, and we saw the Afghanis also battle just a little bit when they bowled.
Full toss, clobbered over the infield, only 3 fielders allowed outside the circle, and Afghanistan taking advantage.
He's trying to go full, I think. I think he's looking for Yorkers, but that's a second full toss in a row. And nicely struck down the ground. Always the easiest thing to do, hit a full toss from a quick bowler back over his head.
Driven down towards mid-off, who's right on the edge of the circle. Jack, as I've got to ask you here, 116 to win. How do Afghanistan go about it from here?
Well, they need 8 and over, so they've got to hit a boundary and over. That's a prerequisite. They're not going to get 8 and over by not doing that. So they've got to target the over early on. They've got their first boundary now. Now they must make sure that they add 3 more singles on these last 3 balls. That will give them the 8 they need.
And they'll get 4. Bonus time, not where the batsman intended. And a few problems for Stanakzai. He's really struggling with his legs now. He's had that problem for some time. But if he keeps hitting boundaries, you needn't worry.
Need a bit of luck, and here it is, inside edge. Past the leg stump. Fine leg up in the circle. Physio halfway up to the ground. Dismissed. Yeah, he just wanted to try and run and he couldn't. This new law that batsmen can't have runners is I can't make up my mind about it. I really can't. It's I know it is abusable, but he's clearly distressed here. And these guys, they train so hard, and they got all the right. He slapped that down the ground as well. It might well win 4 more. Big over this for Afghanistan. Once again, he's dropped the bat. The man's down. He's up. No, he's not. High drama, high theatre. And Stanakzai's highest ODI score. He moves on to 66.
Another full toss, an attempted slower ball. It came out all wrong. Didn't get it anywhere near the middle of the bat, but got plenty on it. And again, with the fielders inside the circle, down he goes. Is there a sniper in the crowd?
It's done, isn't he? Look at him cramping up so badly. And I was saying in the middle of all that, the modern player, they take all the right nutrients. They've got everybody, millions of people looking after them. It's not as if they're just lazy and they're not fit. They're fit as fiddle. This is just exhaustion. And you know, when you think about it, I've thought about that quite a lot. If a fielder goes off because he's tired, why should the 12th man come on?
Well, I think that will probably be the next thing that the ICC has to look at with their cricket committee that meets next year. But clearly, Stanakzai, all joking aside, is in some distress out there, and conditions have not been easy. Far from it, in fact. The last couple of nights, ironically, have been quite pleasant around this time. There's been a bit of a breeze that's blown, but we haven't seen much of a breeze at all this evening. It's been very hot, very humid. Here's Stanakzai's 50, his highest one-day international score now. A very circumspect start, and then he decided to cut loose. It was good, sensible cricket, because at 49 for 4, Afghanistan were in all sorts of trouble. But now they've got themselves into a position where, in theory, they're very much in contention in this match. In fact, more than theory. Quite an extended break with the treatment to Stanakzai. The Australians taking the opportunity to have some drinks as well. Just stretching himself. Wonder how many kilos he'll lose during the course of this innings.
I hate to think, but one more big hit and he'll cramp up again. It's just that's the way cramp tends to work. Umpires are in an invidious position too. You can't lie there and have 10 minutes worth of treatment. You know, you get to a stage where you say, look, you either bat on or you get off. Come back in later.
The 12 men have come out and they've left an extra bat out there. So we've got 3 bats out there for the 2 batsmen, and one of those will have to be taken off. Stanakzai taking that off. So the first over of the power play is proving a very fruitful one for Afghanistan. And it's ruining Mitchell Stark's excellent figures. Clubbed away.
Brilliant.
Great catch, superb catch. Michael Clarke leading by example. Super stuff, grabbing it high to his left, and that's the end of a brave innings.
Yeah, sorry, Murgis, that was so good I interrupted you. Just a little bit close to the bottom of the bat. But Clarke is as good a fielder as you'll find. And, oh, look at the exasperation. Really had dreams of taking his team home, and so he should have done. He's played quite brilliantly. 66 from 106 deliveries. Stanakzai goes, and Afghanistan are 165. for 6.
New batsman, Najibullah Zadran, another of the under-19 crew. He's not on strike though, that was the last ball of the over. Mitchell Johnson now into the attack, or continuing I should say from that far end.
Yeah, outside edge. Is that an outside edge? I thought I saw a deflection here. This is the thing. I think he hit the ground. Oh! Well, he didn't give it out for ages, Billy Bowden. Ages. I think he's made the right decision. I don't know what took him so long to make it. The batsman hit the ground with the bat, no doubt about that. But the deflection seemed from up here, and we're right behind the line, fairly obvious. There's the deflection.
Well, it was a delayed decision from Billy Bowden. We'll see his reaction here. He's looked around, shaking his head. And then he stuck his finger up. Well, make of that what you will. It confused us up here. And it sent Najibullah Zadran back to the dressing room first ball. Out for naught, 166 for 7. Gulbadeen Nabi in at number 9. A capable batsman, certainly more capable than his figures there might suggest. Got a good eye. He's in with Afghanistan now in some trouble. 2 wickets in successive overs. He looked as though he was lining up for a big drive there. Thought better of it in the end, but Mitchell Johnson, a wicket for him, and quite a curious one, Robin Jackman.
Yeah, it was. There's the confusion that he's hit the ground at the same time, but the deflection looked fairly obvious, even from up here, looking not on the television screen, but out of the window. Billy Bowden says no. And then maybe Mitchell Johnson says, gosh, 1:05, mate. I mean, OK, all right, let's go to bed. I don't know.
Over mid-off, and away for 4. Shinwari hasn't given up.
It's a very good shot, this. Very good shot. Just the right length to hit it in the air. He got it perfectly.
Bowl him. Stark strikes again, a 4th wicket for him. From round the wicket, angled in. It may well have been that Shinwari played that on, maybe a little inside edge, but what is absolutely certain is he's gone for 14.
It's bowled well, Stark. Slower delivery, looking to cut it, bottom edge onto the stumps. Was always too close to him. Having played such a good shot the ball before, could have almost played a similar one. He's gone for 14, 171 for 8.
Dawlat Zadran, the new batsman. We're well and truly into the tail now. Well, he's got under that. A very clean hit down the ground. Has he got the length as well? Yes, he has. Well, what a way to get off the mark. Gulbadeen Nabi, 6 not out.
Fantastic, isn't it? Steaming in at you with a huge reputation. Just popping back over his head for 6. And he's a high guy, too.
Yeah, easy, wasn't it? Yeah, do it again. Let's see if he can. Still in that power play, as Robin Jackman said. So plenty of scope down the ground over the infield. Less than 100 to win. Gulbadeen Nabi, of course, Jackers. We saw him in the final of the World 2020 qualifier, hit those 2 sixes off the last 2 balls of Afghanistan's innings, so we know he can clear the ropes.
We do indeed, but isn't it interesting, we were talking just now about where Afghanistan can learn from this. They've now hit more 4s in this innings than Australia hit in theirs. They're still 2 sixes behind, but that's all. But they're still just under 100 runs behind, so they have allowed too many dot balls. There hasn't been enough working the ball around and making those, scoring those singles.
Turning like the Queen Mary there at the far end.
I think the Queen Mary would have turned quicker.
Daulat Zadran on a rather grassy area of the square. Oh, not quite sure why he was running out quite that wide.
The boat might not have turned that quickly, but Her Majesty would have done.
This over really illustrates the point that Jackers was making. And that's clobbered out towards deep mid-wicket. 4 runs, so 2 boundaries and 4 dot balls in the over. 10 runs from it. Gulbuddin Nabi into double figures. Afghanistan 181 for 8. And he's going to get 4. He's missed virtually every other ball in the over. Eventually finds the outside edge. He goes for 4. 185 for 8. Well, that's the perfect answer, isn't it? 6 penn'orth. And I think Gulbuddin Nabi just saying back to James Patterson, you watch it. It's gone for 6.
Well, I think he's exactly heard him out. If that's what he was saying, watch the ball, he has. And he's watched it very nicely all the way. That's the longer part of the boundary. It's the longest. Daulat enjoyed that.
Nice little bit of byplay between these two. What's Pattinson's answer now? One run. In fact, no, they decide not to take one. So Gulbuddin opting to keep the strike. He's got little or no faith then in Daulat Zadran at the other end. Giving himself a little bit of room, clobbering it off the middle of the bat. They think about a single, and in the end, no. I think on the basis of what we saw from Daulat Zadran in the previous over, that might be quite sensible cricket.
With just 2 balls remaining, I probably would have thought he would go for the single.
Well, that's why he didn't. 6 more. What a lovely clean strike that was. It was full, and he picked it up with plenty of bottom hand. He's dealing exclusively in boundaries. 22, 1 4, 3 sixes.
This guy should have batted up the order. It's a clean hits, not just slogging away. He's just watching the ball. This was a lower full toss and just played that one again. Same place, same result.
Little edge is there. Did it carry? Billy Bowden's just checking with the square leg umpire, Shoza Braza. The Australians seem fairly certain that it did carry. 2 umpires going to consult. Zamir Haider just wants to have another look to make sure. Matthew Wade diving away to his left. And what is the decision going to be? And there you have it. Zamir Haider's happy, Billy Bowden's happy. The only person who isn't happy is Gulbuddin Nabi, because he's going to have to get on his way. Caught behind. Out for 22. 3 sixes and a 4. Very interesting innings indeed. But he's been dismissed, and Afghanistan now just 1 wicket away from being bowled out. 199 for 9. Last man then, Shapur Zadran. And just fencing at 1, going across him. Slip in position now. And here's Pattinson's 3rd wicket. Looking to cut that ball away. Too close to him to do that. A little bit of extra bounce as well from the big fella. And a good low catch from Wade, diving away to his left.
That's slogged on the onside. Should be a single. Slight fumble, but the batsman not interested in the second. Just 1 more wicket for the Australians to register their first victory on this tour to the United Arab Emirates. And we've got Robin Jackman here to my right to get that last wicket. Well, Shapur really wants a single. He's almost standing next to his partner. And there's a long way back to his crease. So Daulat, now being the senior partner, is sending his teammate back. Earlier Naib did that to him.
Plenty of intention there. Smashed away, backward a square, dirty cross with himself. The line that he bowled, more than anything else. You've got to be hitting if the batsman misses. I think that was sliding down. Well struck. Billy has to nip out of the way as well. Good hit.
No.
High in the air, man under it. Game over. But a very fine effort by Afghanistan, no doubt about that. There's 7 overs left, almost 6 overs and 1 ball. They're 206, so they're 50 off, or 50 or 60 adrift here. If they hadn't run out of wickets, who knows how close they might have run Australia. But Australia clinical with their bowling up front, made it all very difficult. Michael Hussey doesn't drop those, and Australia come out as victors. But overall, a pretty good effort from Afghanistan.
Australia win by 66 runs, and Daulat Zadran, the last batsman, out for 8. Dorothy gets his first wicket, the first spinner in this match for Australia to get the wicket. So Afghanistan 206 all out, chasing 273 to win this match. I think Afghanistan would be happy with their performance today. They gave a fight, looking very good. They got a few partnerships going in between. Australia always the stronger side, the more senior side, emerging victorious in the end here at the Sharjah Cricket Stadium.
Yeah, Australia will be happy with their workout. They've been training at this time of night, or a little bit earlier than this. A lot earlier than this, but at least they've settled into their routine. And it's early days yet. They've got an important series coming up between themselves and Pakistan. 3 ODIs and 3 T20s. They'll be very focused for that. But generally speaking, it was a good evening and morning of entertainment. There's the Afghanistan innings. Never really got started until Stanakzai was joined by Nabi, and those two then put on a threatening partnership. There's no doubt about that. It was threatening. They, however, fell almost in quick succession, and Naib added a little bit of excitement towards the end with a few sixes. Eventually they managed 206.
Looking at the bowling card, 4 wickets for Stark, 3 for Pattinson, and 2 for Johnston. In the end, the spinner getting 1 wicket, Dorothy. Maxwell, Hussey and Clarke going wicketless. Overall, Stark and Pattinson did a very good start for Australia. Kept the pressure on right from the beginning. Good 4 wickets. Couldn't get his 5th. That could have been his first 5-wicket haul in one-day internationals.
So there we are, the match summary. Australia won the toss, what seems like, well, it was a day or so ago. 272 for 8 they scored, 75 from Clarke and Wade, and Hussey weighing in with an outstanding 49 in the last 5 overs of the innings. Afghanistan, in reply, 206. Stanakzai 66, Nabi 46, and a very exciting 22 from Naib. Australia win by 66 runs.
This has been a Fox Sports presentation.